I know I should be ashamed of my partially or semi or full clickbait title. I do apologize for that, but I thought it'd kind of be funny, and I didn't really feel creative with coming up with that, so I want to sort of preface with an apology. Um, what I was thinking about today was about, like, in the control of the news cycle or social cycles or things like that. When something gets popular, everybody wants to jump on board. That's why it's getting popular. For whatever reason, it's getting popular, be it in the news cycle, everybody telling us like this, that, or the other, or it just for some reason clicks in, or some whatever the cause, and I'm not going to get into that. But when something's becoming popular, they have the hard thing of the people who have been involved in fandoms, movements, groups, cultures for a long time, and the people that get into it, you have a very large group of people that get into it because it's something new and exciting to them, where they're told that they should look into this. Then you have the people that get into it just sheerly opportunistically, for a positive, negative, and those are the people that tend to make these things that have been long time standing things just terrible, and actually tend to cost the core of the thing. Um, and I'm thinking of like that in my own personal life. Like, I haven't seen the last couple Star Wars movies. I mean, I just don't care anymore. I saw what they were turning into after, and I've just, like, I don't care anymore. I grew up to them. I love them. I mean, let's be honest. We all know it's just a shitty samurai movie in outer space. So it's like, okay, I'm sold. They were the first to do that. So it was great, and you grew up with all that nerdy stuff, and then they start, throwing it out for everybody. And it's not bad to expand your audience. I think it's great to be welcoming and opening. And we have these small groups, to be fair, on some of them, I will say, people who are too defensive. I think you should realize it's not like we want to vet people or, like, say who gatekeep who's allowed in, but you don't want to see these things happen to your the things you grew up and liked and are part of, or your movements. That's why, like, politically, like, we have all these groups that you can't even define the name, because the people who are new in the group, they've been in this for 10 minutes, are telling you what it is, even though you've had these belief systems or you were a fan of this video game for years, and they drowned out your voice because they're the opportunistic people, that the people that they're not because they care about communist beliefs, or they care about Data's his friendships, like, are they real because he's a robot, or things like that. Like, they don't care about the cause or the things. It's just, this is their chance to put them in the spotlight, and they'll do whatever they can to do that. Or the people that are just as infuriating are the people that do that, but they sort of care about it, and then it's about, like, making it what they want. Like saying, I really think that, like, this group should do this, even though it doesn't stand for that. Or, it would be way better if the Cardassians in Star Trek were, like, the good guys. So from now on, they didn't do anything wrong. They didn't occupy planets. They were, and it's like, well, that's not how it's been. And basically, and unfortunately, a lot of times these people that are that way bully the writers and the fans into that, and either they walk away from these fandoms and or political movements, or they give in and they do that. They change it. And it's kind of infuriating, and it's one of those things, like, I've learned that it's just something that happens in life, and a lot of people hold a lot of bitterness to it, and I guess in a way I still do, because some of the things that I've been into or anything, like I said, like, I haven't watched the last Star Wars movie. I wish these were what I had when I was a kid. I wish they were still good. Well, I'm sure a lot of people will say they like them or they enjoyed them, and I'm not nothing against it, but you have to at least acknowledge and understand that they're not what they were. You can say I'm nostalgic and wrong for that. Fine. I'm not willing to debate anybody. I'm nostalgic and like a lot of older things. But, when something gets big, I guess for the people that are into something, just, like, make sure you keep an eye out for these people that are not uneducated. They're there to do something to what you care about or are interested in. Those are the people, I think, that you need to watch out for. If someone comes in and they want something or they don't understand it, that's fine. They want to be part of it because it's the new thing. That's great, but those opportunistic people are the really people that, like, run out the original people that actually built these things, as either fandoms or political movements and things. And, it's not right to block people out of things, but when someone's going to destroy it for this new group of people, the old group of people, as long as they can get in, get their 20 seconds on Twitter, get their money out of everybody, and change things, like those are the people groups just overall need to watch out for. And they always, as I said, it's one of those things, like you look out for the people that make it about them, or like what's not real in this movement or group, and then they tell you that's how it is. Someone's been reading Star Wars for 2 days, and they start saying like, oh yeah, Darth Vader, he's actually, he does this thing where he shoots laser balls out of his eyes. It's like, no, he doesn't. Yeah, no, they do. And they become very strict and aggressive with this defense of this because they like it, or they want that. And this is the hip new thing where they have this. That's why these people who are opportunistic get into it. They have this hip new thing they're into with a lot of people that don't really know what's happening anymore. Like, as I said, it's new fans are uneducated. It's not anything to fault them for. But when this guy comes in and just says, guys, let me tell you how cool this is, or what this is, I'm going to tell you how it is, when everybody else is trying to say, like, if you have some questions, we're going to go do our little political thing, our little nerdy thing, like, come on, join us. And the other people basically becomes an equivalent of a street preacher telling you the new rules of the group that he decided to show up at. I guess it just happened with a lot of those, as I said, like, I obviously don't mind admitting I liked those things when I was younger and just wish they were what they were. I think a huge downfall has just been going on with sci-fi overall, because it's been the whole nerd popularity thing, which is why I do hate the Big Bang Theory. But, they kind of started the whole trend of nerdy being cool when, it's now the whole reason why we did it is because we weren't cool. So you're pushing us into our deep nerd corners. Do you understand that? And we're going to find those things that will scare off you normies. You ain't going to sink down to 40K. You can't take our grimdark. Oh god, I can't believe I'm admitting that one, but it's, I don't even really like it. It's just so ridiculous. It's going to keep the normies out. And as I said, I'm saying this in a humorous statement. I want people to be in the belief systems and fan bases I'm in, and I don't want to spurg out too much anything politically, but I've always had more like libertarian, left or right, whatever you want to call that, because it's argued constantly, and that's been an argument for well before the whole idea of like the Tea Party and everything. And that's exactly what happened with that. Was there was this whole libertarian sort of movement going way back, and then Sarah Palin showed up and took it. She just took it. She was the soccer mom who was going to be the right winger, and she stood out like a sore thumb, because that's soft. I don't want to say softly spoken, but a kind of more not even humble, but just had the way she spoke, and having very conservative beliefs on some things, which were shared obviously with libertarian politics. And then she just throws in like all this stuff of just your basic like right-wing conservative or old school conservative, and that's an whole other argument, and just said this is what it is. And that's how it got famous. And then it drags in all these other people who didn't understand that the movement was something different, and they just threw all the people who actually built the thing out because they liked this new thing, and they were told that's what it was. Had they known the original origins, the history, and all that, they wouldn't have wanted to join, perhaps, maybe. And if so, that's okay if they believed in whatever she was pushing. But she basically showed up, took a name, and ran with it. And many people, myself included, like, you have to hang your head with what they just took all your work. Our crayons were stolen, which obviously we're now seeing with whatever the fuck the alt-right means. And it's just great because I've been told what it is I don't understand anymore, but apparently I may or may not be a part of it, so you should or shouldn't watch out for me, because we may or may not be the bad guys, assuming we as in me. But like that's the other thing too, is during these transitional stages, nobody frickin' knows what the heck is happening, or what it's called, because the definition is being fought over, and it kind of sucks. As I said, I didn't want to rant too much about all of this, or just boo-hoo about the situation, but I just was trying to do something a little informative of like me going through nerdy stuff of like not liking Star Wars anymore because of what it turned into, and not liking some political groups that I was into and helped form, you know, and you have to walk away from these things because, you know, the damage is done. At least that's my theory about this. It's like, we're going to build something else, we're going to build it better, and we're going to know how to try to shield ourselves a little bit better, hopefully. And I mean that also, too, with, you know, I have my hobbies and things like that, and I always am trying to welcome people, educate people. But I guess you have to learn, really. Like, you need to know who these people are who are going to take what you have and what you've built, make it about them, and slant it however they want, or turn it into what they want, versus accepting, like, the rules, the regulations, or even say, as I said, with just go to hobbies, the canon of something. You know, you can't say that the Starship Enterprise used diesel fuel and just have everybody start to agree with you, because they just didn't know any better, and you're turning it into what you want because you really are into diesel trucks, you know? So, I don't know, I've been ranting for like way too long about this, but I kind of wanted to do that, and I feel a little bit better about life itself now, getting that off of my chest. So, I don't know, I've just kind of been more a little creative in my little workroom where I screw around and make shitty videos that nobody watches. So, that's that. Bye.